Good? What's going on, everyone, everywhere? Look, you know the title of this video, man. We about to get into electricity and the damage side of things, but also we gonna, do a little category of the might side of things. Okay, I will make a separate precision video, so stay tuned for that. It's about to drop right after this one. Then I'm gonna move on Celestial. Okay, just get y'all that little status update. Okay. But look, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into my gear, my tactical mods, affinity mods, everything like that. All right. So as you see on my DPS side, I prioritize a second, me personally. That's just me. But as you see, I got some 304 gear, things like that. Blast Depper and the weapons, I do weapon taps. I don't show my loadouts with weapon taps in them, but basically you just spam triangle in between each power, and you'll get that little bit more damage in there, okay? So when I show you this will be without weapon taps, but, just will be more. All right, circuit breaker in the head, because if you're electric, now you circuit breaker, what are you really doing? Come on now. Escalating might, come on now. We might base right now. Berserker, you'll be surprised how many times you actually do fall below 34% and your healer actually heals you back up. You still get the 10% bonus. So definitely take advantage of that by using Berserker, okay? Penetrating strikes, it just is way better than core strength, especially how high tier ads and bosses are. The 2% defense toughness amounts to way more than 2% overall damage, okay? Legs, I don't really have anything in there. I guess I could use like Spark Barrage because that can be a thing, but other than that, nah. Okay, dashing combos because we do use super speed. Now I will give you a alternative to super speed if you're I can pass for flight, skimming, whatever. Max damage we got in the hands here, and then I got restoration of might in the face socket right there. Okay, yes I do use this still. Just because the mod when I do put it on and everything like that, it shows more might on my character screen than when I utilize the other one that's like 304, I believe. Oh, you didn't realize too, if you use this, the face, the neck, the hands, and then you end up having the back on as well, your affinity mod, the 4-piece, will also be activated, just to let y'all know, okay? And my type A, I have might if you're just trying to solely focus on your might, and your stats like that, then might, and then type B would also be might. Okay, that's just how it is. Now the type C and D, you can use other ones, those are just healing ones, because I do primarily heal. I try to focus on the healing side first, because that allows you to get a lot of elite content. Initially, get your first set of gear, whatever, and then you can, prioritize DPS second. That is my stat right there. We looking at 114,000. Okay, yeah, it is pretty high. Hey, it is what it is. Almost 2,000 health, 200,000 health. Okay, that's our precision. And you'll see why it's at 42,000 some change in a sec. Now, artifacts I'm gonna be running from this is a single target that we're gonna start off with, then we're going to AOE. Artifacts for single targets gonna be transformation card, the soul hand fire, and the strategist card. Strategist card you could technically replace if you want to use the amulet. Other than that, I mean just maybe scrap the soul cloak. That's if you're really heavily spamming the superchargers with the EOG spammer, with EOG healers. Other than that, I would just say either the amulet if you got a good healer and strategist card just all around general purposes. Okay, the Lamont card is it's okay, but you're gonna lose a lot of damage to strategist card with them dots give you. Okay, trinket wise, I use normal buff trinket, spy drop orbital, and a tier 3 pet. Okay, I use mother box personally because drop for me. Normal solder, things like that. Okay. All right, let's go over to our allies. Now, allies, as you see, we got Cyborg in the combat slot. We're going to keep with Cyborg in the combat slot pretty much on all our damage, loadouts and guys, whatnot. I'm going to put out because he's just #1 damage, okay? Batman Who Laughs, he's dang near requirement for everything. So go ahead, look up the draw, go ahead, put that on there, get your increased might or criticals or whatever the case may be, depending on whatever you got at the moment. And then Nubia, trying to get that little bit of might as we, kill a little bit of ads and whatnot. It helps during the boss fights when the ads come out, or even hallways when we're going to group. So it's always nice to have. Now for my skill points, I personally spec out rifle and just get this mastery just because when I do rifle taps, it does increase damage. Okay. Other than that, you don't really expect anything else. Super speed, I have all these moves because I test them out. Okay. But really, you only need Whirling Dervish and maybe Tornado Pool. Other than that, everything else is pretty much optional besides like the first one right here. Um, if you have the skill points to spare, I personally get these just because you never know what kind of situation may occur, especially with the new Doom rate and does take away your power if you stay outside in that last boss fight. It's always good to have these, okay? Now, the iconics, for single target, we definitely utilize heat vision. I always put in one of super strength just because of weaponization with the weapon taps. And then robot sidekick is pretty much a must with almost all damage sides to the powers in DC. Pheromone bloom is completely optional. You can use it and utilize it if you haven't that much EOG spam. That's just completely on you because you will have your melee range. And then Neo Venom boost, I was just testing out the differences between Circuit Breaker and Neo Venom. Um, you do not have to get that at all, okay? Okay, so for our stat points, we're gonna go over to the super powered focus. Okay, get our 10% might, get our power and power regeneration. Very critical and crucial thing. Um, you know what I mean? We're a DPS, so get our critical attack chances and damage, max those out. Now, I would say throw everything you got in your might and power since we're might focused right now currently. And then because I do weapon taps and I don't know what kind of troll, if you have a normal troll that's a buff troll, then you might want to prioritize health instead of precision. Just because if you have anything extra, that is any excess skill points, then you start putting into precision or health. If you're normally pugging it or you don't know what kind of troll you're gonna have in these kind of groups, your friend's on the troll and he's not a buff troll in particular, then I would say go ahead, go with precision first, and then once you got about 100 like me, then dump the rest into health. Okay. Now health you're gonna want because health can boost up your might if you have a buff troll in the group that can utilize that. Okay. But if not, you have to prioritize precision first, because if you are weapon tapping, then you get increased damage. Okay. Now for the loadout, I will give y'all a few loadouts, but this is going to be the main one that statistically does the most damage on average. Okay. If you don't know how I test, I normally take all YouTube videos, anybody in game, things of that nature, and compare them loadout by loadout. Go on this smart target here, kill it to basically all the way down, and it starts regenerating health. That's when I start when it regenerates health. And then this one as well. I normally do about two. And I'll cycle through each one, and I do like a tier bracket, like a tournament in a sense. See whichever ones did the most or in close proximity, and retest them again, and just keep going from there. Okay. So well, we got heat vision right here. So on first one, normally my loadouts are designed to go left to right. So we got heat vision first, then we got voltaic blast, tornado pool. If you are super speed, if not, if you're not super speed, use Tesla blast. Okay. Ionic drain, robot sidekick, circuit breaker. Okay. That's gonna be the one that's gonna give you the most amount of damage. So let me go ahead and show you a few parsers. Let's just keep going left to right, okay? Just keep going left to right. One after another. Now that's kind of low right there, but bear with me. It's really low. I think it's the lowest parser I got. Anytime I end up recording it always gonna give me the low one. Normally we're in the 60s, and we're in the mid to high 60s and the low 70s, okay? Really hitting just bare minimum 70. Now, I will show you a loadout that actually got, I believe it was 85,000 per second. It was quite crazy. This one you're relying on a lot of crits to hit at the same time. So if crits hit, it's pretty nice. If not, you're gonna be in the 60s general range. If your crits hit, you'll be 70s and up. Mind you, gotta hit like back-to-back crits, one or the other kind of. So now we're falling to 50s because our crits are not really hitting. The crit rate might be still like what 30 something, but it's mostly critting on like the heat vision or the ionic drain. The ionic drain generally hits less. But just so the video won't be long, that's the while I'm testing on the video damage. This always seems to be low for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's a little bit of nervousness or whatever, but it is what it is. So the one that had 85,000 was actually, we used electrogenesis, because if you didn't know, electricity, the dot tier system, when it comes to a single target, if you have one enemy, right, electrogenesis is the strongest dot, and it'll be just 3 to 8 when it crits, 1,000, no buffs, no none, no anything like that. Okay. Your next up will be the Electrostatic Bomb. This is great on the 3 target ads. Okay. It's amazing. It normally is about the 12. I think it's like 6 or 3 or 4 to 12, or I don't know, something like that. Your next up will be Tesla Ball, and generally, if you're on the 8 target ad, 5 target ad, this is your go-to pick right here. And then pretty much 10 or more is Electrocute. But I don't like Electrocute just because it's so stationary. I don't like that fact of it. And then Voltaic Ball is one of the weakest dots electricity has altogether. So pretty much don't use it. But this loadout right here is more single target focused, and if you want to be more consistent with damage, I'll go ahead and show you a few parsers real quick. Now bear with me, this video could be a little bit long just because all the different variants. I want to give y'all good information and different scenarios so you're not going in there kind of blindsided or going like, oh, I don't know what to pick or anything like that, okay? I try to do all the testing for you. Now it can, as you see, be a little bit lower, but stay pretty consistent just because electrogenesis allows you to be fairly consistent. But if electrogenesis does end up critting quite a bit, you can technically be over in that 70 range and higher as well. Mind you, this without any circuit breakers, any buff colas, anything at all. No trinket, no nothing. Okay. So, show you a little bit more. So you're generally in the 60s, okay? As you see, 61, 65, things of that nature, okay? 58, we're falling low. Normally you have a low one, you about to hit a high one right after. Generally speaking, doesn't happen all the time though, so. Oh, see 70 right there. Alright. That's your more consistent loadout if you know you're not going to crit and things like that, okay? Especially maybe even if you're not using circuit breaker at all like that, then probably go ahead and go over to this loadout. Now the one that actually hit 85,000 on the sparring target, I'll show you some ones, but it was basically the same one with Voltaic Blast and Tornado Pool. Tornado Pool hits harder, pretty much base, even if this electrified. Then Voltaic Blast hits harder than Tesla Blast. Okay, it is one of the hardest hitting single target moves in the game. One of, I didn't classify it as the top. It is one of though. Okay. But let me go ahead and show you a little bit parsers on this. Okay, and for this one, I would actually recommend if because Tornado Pool is actually a purely single target move, and Voltaic Blast is actually a general area effect. Okay, AOE move. Okay, so if you know you're coming up against a lot of ads, a boss with a lot of ads and things of that nature, go ahead and switch over to Voltaic Blast. Okay, that one's gonna be nice for you. SC69. So it can be pretty good, and there are a lot of electric people and a lot of electrifying powder reactions going off in most general raids that I run into. Normally another electric DPS or something of the sort. And if I had to say out of 10 groups, probably like at least the 4 of them. No, probably even 6. I'll probably even say 6. It's a good amount of electric people going on right now. I see it drops in the 50s. That's what kind of kills it because it can go pretty high initially, and then it can like rest around something low, especially if it doesn't crit very high on certain moves. It can actually hinder it quite a bit. I'll do one more and then we'll keep moving on to the next one, okay? Alright. Alright. So if you especially like the latest boss right now with the Doom Raid, I'll probably do something like this. Personally. Only time you want to really switch with Tesla Ball if you know there's going to be more ads since it does split better than Electrogenesis does. Electrogenesis does not split well at all, especially when you have a lot of ads. Um, so yeah, and because Tesla Ball gives you more supercharge, so if you're in that kind of spam kind of group, you might want to consider that as well. So that will be it for the range single target. Now in terms of melee single target, we can definitely step it up a notch when it comes to Electro Burst, and we could take out Ionic Drain for a Whirling Dervish, okay? This is how it will look. I meant to use that the other way around, but it's all good. See, 67. You're generally gonna hit higher. Sometimes the range one can hit higher than this one. Even on average at times. It just all depends how your stuff is looking. Okay. This can hit high as well. So it's just on you. What kind of playstyle you want to do, what kind of chances and risks you're willing to take. See, 78 right there. Okay, it can definitely go higher than that as well. I think the highest this one has one is like 86,000 or something per second. So it's just completely on you. Whatever one you want to do, just letting you some options. And this since it does AOE as well, you're more than welcome to do that. Okay. Don't mind all this extra I was testing. Okay, as you see. But alright. So with electric I have devised a few loadouts for y'all, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and go over to what I consider the best 3 target. Okay, so when you have about 3 targets in the general range, pretty much 3, 4, um, I wouldn't say not quite 5, but 3 to 4 targets. This would be your loadout to go, especially in contests. So it's more of the ads in the hallways in the small groups, especially if they stay in the small groups. It's your go-to. Everything stays the same in terms of spec. Okay, I just want to show y'all real quick. Everything pretty much stays the exact same stats and everything. Okay, let me go ahead and show you the gear. Everything pretty much stays the same. Okay. Now the only thing I will change, I use the scrap only because I'm used to spamming, but you can definitely go ahead and put that strategist card on because I'm not spamming this kind of situation. Definitely use the amulet if you have a healer, but right now, more time than not, I'm the healer for a lot of my friends or my homeboy Bunny. Shout out to you. He's also a healer at times, but he's not doing the video with me currently, so this is what I got. So once again, it's left to right. This is a melee one. Now, if you want a more ranged, I will go ahead and get to that in a sec. But for melee, especially the ads, I don't see why you would want to go range with them just because the melee damage is much better. I'm sorry, y'all. I was supposed to stay in where the dervish a bit longer than that. But we do have the transformation, the Granorum, just get that power interaction going. And then strategist, get them dots going as well, okay? You see 109, 116, 107. We in pretty respectable numbers, okay? We're not getting disrespectful thing here or nothing like that. 126, okay? You see, we getting pretty respectable stuff, okay? Pretty respectable numbers. I have hit in the 140s, with the 3 targets with this loadout. So, but you know, generally when I am recording, I don't hit that hard for some apparent reason, one way or another. I'll do one more and then we'll change it up. Okay. So this is what I got for pretty much the 3 target ads, okay? You get a little bit of AOE damage that you can do. As you see, it's pretty good, respectable damage. Um, Now there is a range equivalent, and definitely let me know in the comments if you want the range equivalent. I can definitely go ahead and make a video about that. Let me just show you what I would use. If you want to see actual gameplay, I'm not going to spend too much time on actually parsing it, let y'all seeing it that way. Apologies on that, but I just don't see it worth it because this is more designed to be for ads and the hallways and things of that nature. So you are able to be close on those particular things, okay? But what I would use, more than likely, you would go ahead and put in, where is it at? Oh, I don't think I have it right now. But you'll go ahead and substitute. You'll still use flotating blast. Electrostatic bomb. You'll go ahead and put in the solar amplifier. So you probably take out, um, I would probably say your Gnorm, yeah. Your Gnorm. Go ahead and take that out. Or you could get the 1% extra might and just take out the strategist card. But the strategist card does do, on average, more damage than the Gnorm does because you are hitting pretty hefty ticks, of like 20 plus K takes. So, um, yeah. Electric, use place like Strap Burst with the heat vision, and then more than likely you'll probably either hit arc lightning or something of in that ballpark. Okay, that's pretty much your ranged equivalent to it. It definitely you take a little bit of damage reduction, similar to how you show on the single target. Um, it's a pretty good percentage they take reduced, but it's the best of what you got. Now, in terms of AOE, if you're in the 5 to 8 target range, this is gonna be the best thing you can do. Now, once again, this is built for ads. Okay, it's built for ads, so we can't get close on these things. Now, single target, before I would get close, and sometimes I still do, but I wanted to give you all range variant, just in case of the elite raves and things like that. I know some people commented about wanting to see the ranged variants of these loadouts, so I'm gonna go ahead and give that to you, okay? Now, in terms of this loadout here, um, well, really everything's the same pretty much. Once again, I'll run with the strap, just because I like to use supercharge your electric use circuit breaker. Okay. Um, Once again, your range equivalent will pretty much be consist of the same general moves as the other. But in terms of this loadout here for melee, so we maximize our damage, arc lightning, because it pretty much is the same exact 20 plus to like 60,000 a hit to everyone it hits. Tesla ball is one of the best dots that all around for electric. Electro burst, it splits very well. You're still hitting 20, 30s, etc. Similar just to the arc lightning, pretty much. And then whirling burst, it's just a lot of burst damage. It's very nice. So, robot sidekick and circuit breaker, of course, they pretty much don't change. Um, but yeah, let me go ahead and show y'all a few parsers of this. Okay. See, we have 159 already. $168. Now, my highest I've hit with this is 189. 189,000 per second. Okay. I messed up there. My apologies. It went and dropped to 164. 154. My apologies, y'all. I kind of messed that up. I was trying to talk. I messed that one up too. Dang. There we go. Got that one. $158. Generally, you're gonna stay in the basically 160s. Okay, 172. Now the 189 more came with a strategy card hit on everybody, so you will kind of rely on the strategy card to go ahead and do its thing. 163. Actually, you're gonna stay in the mid to high 50s on what I'm doing right now, but generally when I do make the video slower for some reason, but generally when I'm off, making a video, I stay in about the 160s to 170s. Highs will be the 189, as I said before. This is pretty much your best bet when it comes to that amount of ads. The 5 to 8 range, this is going to be your bread and butter right here, especially damage competitions, okay? Pretty much everything else stays the same. Definitely me, I just go ahead and throw the henchman in. I'll just substitute out with the little buff trinket when I need to pop them, and then put them back out when I don't, okay? But yeah, that's about all I have in terms of the might base. Now, if you want to know the ranged equivalent, you'll still use Arc Lightning, Tesla Ball. You can, if you want to use the OG Electrogenesis and Electrocute, really it'd be Electrocute with what's it called? With Voltaic Blast. And Electrogenesis, you probably won't use it at all. So Voltaic Blast, Electrocute, Arc Lightning, Tesla Ball, Robot Sidekick, Circuit Breaker, if you want to try that. I guess I could show you a couple numbers of that real quick. Just because this is ranged. But you run into a little bit of timing issues sometimes. So it's basically whatever you see pop up. But as you see, you're already hitting lower amounts of damage, okay? This ain't it by any means. And even if you replace Robot Sidekick with doggone Electrogenesis, it's not about to make the difference, okay? This loadout ain't it. It used to be it back in the day, but not no more, okay? I see we getting the 155s. Let's see if we can go any higher than that. No, 116, okay? Alright. But yeah, that's pretty much your ranged equivalent. If you do want to go ranged, honestly, I would even strongly recommend you replace Electrocute with Solar Amplifier just because it does do a good damage for electric. And then you will more just replace it with the Gnorm. Keep the strategist card because it's very nice. If the ads are dying very quickly, go ahead and put the Gnorm in though, just because the strategist card won't matter. And them dots over a long time won't matter just because the ads are dying too quickly. Okay? And of course, always use the handplate if you're able to do so. But yeah, that's about all I have for this video right here. I am about to record and post the precision guides and loadouts that I have as well. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, without further ado, man, I will be going Celestial after I'm done with Electric here. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please address them in the comment section below. If you want to basically give me suggestions for new video ideas, new games to play, or anything like that, comments down below as well. If you always want to catch me on the live streams, catch me when I post a new video, when a giveaway is announced, anything like that, or style contest is announced, anything like that, turn on the post notification bell by selecting the all, okay, instead of none or personalized. Put it on all after you subscribe, and you'll be golden, okay? Please share the video and like it if you are rocking with me. Show your love of support. I appreciate everyone for everything they have been doing already. We're over to 109 subscribers. Apologies, y'all. I'm trying to get ahead of myself. But without further ado, y'all, it's your boy Trey TJ, man, and I'm out. Shalom.